Hey everybody, I wanted to make a video today, which is June 3rd, right? The day after Elon Musk sent, or the 2 days after, sorry, Denise just sneezed. Anyway, yeah, Elon Musk first sent a text 2 days ago. I don't know if Denise, if you know this. Basically, he was saying that every Tesla employee has to report to work. No working remote, no working from home, no working at an office that isn't your office and saying, I'm at the office because you're somewhere on vacation or something like that. None of that. Then he clarified the next day, which was yesterday, Thursday, because today's Friday, saying that, Tesla is a manufacturing company and everyone needs to be there. And I've seen some backlash already today. I want to give my thoughts on it. I want to hear Denise's thoughts on it. Because Denise works IT. And so what I've seen today out there is our company is saying, hey, if you're a disgruntled Tesla employee and you don't want to have to go into work, come work for us. And it's interesting because we're at a time in the job market now too, where tech companies, and Tesla's definitely a tech company, are starting to slow down. The stock prices are going down and they're doing hiring freezes or going to do layoffs probably because we're into a recession. So anyway, I don't know how we want to start. Do we want to start with me, Denise? Do you want to start with you? Start with me.
I don't have anything to say yet.
Okay. Well, anyway, Tesla is definitely a manufacturing company. That's the thing. I was thinking about this from the perspective of one of the things that I do, that I have a landscape business, okay? And that kind of a business is hands-on. I can't just not show up at somebody's property to do work. That's how the work gets done. If you don't show up on site, the work doesn't get done. And even if I could operate a robot remotely, I don't know, I have a feeling at least at this point in time, it's still gonna be better showing up in person. Now, I've never worked as a manufacturer, and so I don't really know for sure, but I'm just kind of relating it to the landscape business where you really need to be there. And I think I can see how it makes a significant difference. But Tesla's a tech company and Denise is a tech employee, and I say that she should work anywhere. And another factor in this is Apple. Like, I think they're the largest company in the world right now, or close to it. And do you even know that Apple is not a manufacturer? Even though they have products, they do not manufacture their products. They're like a middle person. They hire another company, a third party, to make their stuff over in China. They don't manufacture, so they're not a manufacturer as much as you might think that they are. They're not. Tesla is a manufacturer, and actually they own most of their supply chain or are planning to get the rest of it, as you've maybe heard in some videos that I have made in the past. But I talk about that. The batteries is one of the things that they don't own. They're working with Panasonic. They, for Model S and X, and I have an X, they get them straight from Panasonic and kind of wired them together to make their own battery packs for 3 and Y started in Nevada anyway. They started working with Panasonic to manufacture a new design cell that's specific for Tesla and Tesla applications. And my guess is eventually they're gonna get rid of Panasonic, which I've said in previous videos, because they want to own the entire supply chain. That, unlike, again, Apple, but also unlike a lot of the manufacturers of cars, but most manufacturers of cars do their own manufacturing. They just don't own the supply chain. So Denise, what do you think?
I can work from home because I'm a responsible adult. Excuse me, I don't have to. Can you cut that?
All right, keep going, Denise.
For high-tech jobs, we can work remotely. It makes no difference. For lower-level employees, like telephone support, that kind of stuff, it does make a difference. They need to be on site. I can tell you, like customer service reps. They
need to be on site? Like a lot of those people I know work remotely for decades now, customer service reps.
I guess it depends on the person. Remember that night I tried to call an airline? I made a reservation and I accidentally got billed twice for it. I called that night and waited on hold for an hour for someone to answer the phone. And this girl finally answered the phone and she put me on hold indefinitely. We heard her boyfriend walk in the room and say, I thought you were supposed to be at work. She says, I am working. And she just had me on hold doing nothing the whole time. And some people aren't responsible enough to work from home all the time. So I can see why some companies are going to want their lower
You think
level
it's that
employees
superficial?
to be
Because
on
I don't
site.
think it's that superficial, because I totally understand in general what you're saying, and that's why I think you can work remotely, you can work anywhere, even though 2 years ago nobody thought that was even possible or was ever going to happen. It's happening now.
I guess you could do it successfully if you monitored your employees' calls closely enough, and you can tell who the good ones were and who the bad ones were. But for me, I'm just as effective working remotely, but working in the office definitely has its advantages, especially in manufacturing, because when I worked in manufacturing, if I screwed up, if I made a part too small or something, I needed to talk to someone right away about it. They needed to measure it. They needed to tell me if it's still going to work with whatever application it was made for, and an engineer would come over and measure it, and we would have to make a decision. I think that's why Elon wants people there in person.
Yeah, and he also gave the example of how he slept in the factory during the Model 3 launch in 2018, which he did. He lived there basically. And you have to be hands-on. It's manufacturing. It's not, I mean, a lot of people think Tesla's a tech company, and they are a tech company, but they're also a manufacturer. So all these things need to work together. You can imagine it's almost like two companies in one. It's a tech company and a manufacturing company. So you're going to have a lot more challenges, I would think. That's why no one else, did that before Tesla was around.
You would think, though, that their software engineers should be able to work from home with just requirements given to them, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know enough about automotive.
Do they need to
IT.
see how it works in the manufactured product? You know, which I guess you do, right? Which is a car. It's big. It's got 4 wheels.
Well, that's true. You gotta maybe test it out with a prototype with actual cameras instead of just all software.
And of course, Tesla's also a robot company, which I said for years. And they're moving into manufacturing robots because they got to learn all this AI. And it's basically that's the AI problem, because Tesla's cars are basically robots on 4 wheels, if you think about it. And because they're all will be self-driving level 5 once the software is available. And of course, the other part is that Elon Musk is not very well diversified. He has almost all his holdings in Tesla stock. Let's be real. He doesn't want anything to happen to the value of that company. And he's taking a risk by saying this, but if it really makes a difference in terms of the types of products that Tesla can produce, and one of the things he said in the follow-up email was, who in this space of manufacturing has produced any good products recently? You know, aside from Tesla, I guess is what he was saying, even though he didn't say that. Mm-hmm. That's what he meant. And he has a point. So I know that he wants to keep the value of the company up, of course. He's a major shareholder. Almost all his wealth is in there. He's probably got loans on all his Tesla stock. And, if it makes a difference, I saw some people commenting how, like, that's the problem with the automakers, is they're so spread out. These big other automakers, traditional ICE companies, that they can't get anything done because everyone's spread out all over the place and they don't need to be. So that's an interesting point. I don't know. So give us your opinion in the comments. Let us know. Type in work from home, if Tesla should work from home. Type in go find another job if you think everyone should leave Tesla. Or type in, Elon is the greatest, I guess, if this is exactly the way it's supposed to be for Tesla, to make the best products and to make the best robots on 4 wheels and home robots and everything else they're going to come out with soon. So I think people still don't understand the company. I think it's part of, again, the dynamic. It's kind of consistent with Tesla on and on and on over the years, even though, I've been making these videos for 5 years or more and saying this, I'm still saying that people don't understand the company. They think it's a car company, they think it's a software company, but it's really a robot company. And of course, nobody else is even in this space but really them. There are a few other potential competitors, but nobody has a fleet of robots out there, millions of Tesla cars built since October 2016 that will be like semi-sentient, right? Once all this stuff happens. And of course, if you're forgetting, you think I'm just spreading a bunch of lunacy right now, just remember, it was only a few years ago that Elon Musk had given a warning to regulators saying you need to start regulating this high-end AI because you have no idea what's happening here, and it could be very dangerous, more dangerous than even nuclear bombs. Makes nuclear bombs seem like they are child's toys. And of course, nobody listened to him, and he gave up. He doesn't say it anymore. Even because now, you know, this is before he was the richest man in the world. Now he's got other things he's dealing with, and he doesn't even talk about it anymore. So they're into some big, difficult, challenging, maybe even controversial, and, you know, more than controversial. I can't even think of a word that's bigger than controversial. And this is why everyone needs to be in the same place, because so many things are happening so rapidly, and they're all groundbreaking. They're all, you know, just totally new stuff. Either that or Tesla's about to go bankrupt. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Bye.